So friends, I hope you all join the WhatsApp group. And if you have any problem in joining, you can contact the mobile number which is below the WhatsApp group link. So friends, this is model 5 for identifying hazards. So here we will be discussing about, yesterday we have discussed what are hazards, if you remember, and what is hazardous event. So I am repeating once again, hazard is something which has potential to cause harm. Hazard can be physical, chemical, biological, ergonomical, depending on, or etc. depending upon the situation. And in order to eliminate, in order to manage risk due to hazards, what we can do, we can implement hierarchy of control. Either we can eliminate hazards, or we can substitute it with less hazardous material, or we can provide any engineering method to remove the hazards, or administrative method. And last but not the least is the personal protective equipment, or PPE. So let us go ahead, friends. So what are some common hazards? Can you list down what are some common hazards? See guys, hazard is anything which has potential to cause harm, is very common definition nowadays. So whenever what I recommend, and when an interview asks you what do you mean by hazard, so rather than only telling them hazard is something which has potential to cause harm, what we can do is that we can also add what type of harm and what type of hazards. Chemical should be, or paints, or any concentrated liquid. So, or ergonomic, then we can give example of ergonomic practices. Okay, so yes. So guys, we have discussed on various types of hazards here on the chat box. If anybody have any doubt, they can open the chat box and see our discussion. See friends, when we are speaking physical hazards or mechanical environmental hazard, what we are doing, we are giving hazard categories. So whenever a person asks you what is hazards, example, so rather than giving categories, you can give, you also need to give examples, like spilled oil on the floor. This is one of the example. Spilled chemical oil in the floor. Person using highly toxic chemical for painting. So toxic chemical is the hazard. So here we can give example. So it will create good impact and good image in front of interviewer of yourself. So these are the hazard. All these things we have seen. violence, bullying, chemicals, computer workstations, electricity, fire, getting in and out, height, housekeeping, lightning, manual handling, noise, slip, trip, stress, temperature, vehicles, transport, and vibration. So we need to understand, friends, everything is hazard. If you are sitting on the table, table itself is a hazard also because it has sharp edges. If you're using pen, pen is also a hazard because it's also have a sharp edges. So these are the some examples of hazards. So here is the example of vibration hazard. You can see the person is gardening all around. There is a mechanical workshop, so there are high chances that vibration will be there. Again, see friends, here the person is wiping the floor. So, and there is a baby girl. So for them, the wiping floor machine produce vibration, and it in turn also produce noise. So there's a vibration and noise hazard here. Any questions, guys? Bullying hazard. So, sir, normally bullying hazards, when you ask for the example, so normally bullying you can see in every workplace. Uh, there's there's a normal scene which we can see is that a person is always isolated. There's a person who tend to be isolated, and people start due to this introvert capability of the person. His peer people will tend to start bullying him or harassing him, or by saying his names in different ways or many things. So this will create a psychological issue uh, on the person who is being bullied. So this is the example of bullying hazard, Mr. S.S. Reddy. Sir, please explain us about law. So, sir, usually we refer law to a legal framework when we discuss on. Then when we say about law, then law is legal framework. It covers legal responsibilities of health and safety, including employers, employees, and consequences of non-compliance. We have two types of law. One is criminal law and another one is civil law. Criminal law deals with, for example, compensation. If, for example, I'm injured, or if someone is injured in an organization and the injury is due to lack of PPs, the company has not provided PPE, and lack of PPE is the cause of injury. So the person will go to civil court, the injured person, for compensation from the company. And if there is a criminal proceeding, if they wants to take employer to prosecution or jail, then the person will go to criminal court, or they will be taking criminal law for this. I hope you understand, sir. What is law? Mr. SSAD is asking, is it means statutory compliance? So statutory compliance, sir, these are the legal requirement again that an organization must follow under applicable laws, rules, and regulations. So statutory compliance comes under all these things. Laws, regulations comes under all these things. For example, we have Factories Act 1948 in India, Air Prevention Act, so BOCW Act, Explosive Act, all these things. Any doubt, friends? So for Nibosh, Mr. Suraj, if you want to do Nibosh, you can just contact the mobile number which is given on the chat box below the link. Any doubt, friends? So friends, let us, I'm sharing new presentation. Give me a second. I hope friends, my screen is visible. Friends, just do one thing. Can you open your webcam so that we can have a group photograph?